Hi, I'm Michael Duni, and I'm here with Richard Warner. And here's your question. How do you handle frustration or miscommunication on set?
Yes. Well, that's with this a lot, isn't it? Because it is a verified thing we're doing with a lot of emotional stuff, and they're always under pressure of time and the like. So, what's the professional way of doing that? And I think the first thing is that miscommunication is solved. This going to sound so simplistic. Is solved with communication, to be able to communicate professionally.
Yes.
And I'll add to that to know that there's some things that are out of everyone's control.
Absolutely.
Absolutely out of everyone's control. So it's focusing on those things that can be fixed to make it a healthier, happier environment, so you can get your work done. Wouldn't you say that would be the beginning of it, right?
Absolutely, yes. If you don't know something, if you're a PA or a producer, actor, whatever, ask questions.
Yeah.
And more importantly, ask the right people the
Yeah,
questions.
very important.
If you're a PA, you don't want to go to the producer to ask the question. If you really don't know, ask a fellow colleague or ask your immediate superior, your immediate boss.
Yeah, so as an actor, if you don't know, if you're listening to Michael, if you don't know who to ask that PA or ask the second AD, because they'll more than likely have the answer, and then you're going to the right person. So the maxim here is don't ask your question to the wrong person, because they're all very busy, and you're going to look up more like a pro if you know exactly who to go to.
Absolutely.
Another tip, this is I think maybe even more important, is I'll call it keep it home, keep it on the set. Don't be texting stuff that like outrageous. Don't be calling agents right away.
Absolutely.
Don't be calling the unions right away. Make sure that, in fact, if it's fixable, that you keep it there, because it's got a lot more integrity. It's more professional to do that rather than immediately going off the handle, which is fairly easy to do in a pressurized situation.
Yes.
But it'd be nice if it was a little kinder approach, and frankly, if you're not kind, professional about it.
And kind of playing into that, there's also this wonderful sense on a film set that there's kind of strength in numbers.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
we are all here to make this thing.
Yeah.
We're in it with you. Sometimes it rains. You know, there are things out of your control, but we're all there with you. We're all doing it. We're all working. So you can kind of take solace in collective frustration sometimes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And complain about things. Yeah, I guess my beef is that can be fixed. I'll say it again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like the food, sorry, they're trying. Some sense of that, right? Pack your lunch in the second time, if you will.
Yes.
So when that extends, I think, this idea of frustration into something that might be a little bit closer to home, which is a director being frustrated with an actor in some way, or vice versa.
Yes.
And so that's a different thing entirely. And my tip then, again, is about communication. I must say that there were times when it was pretty clear to me the director was not going to be very helpful in a certain moment. So what I tend to do is if I realize the director, and we should probably first say this, is that sometimes a director is giving you nothing. I mean, what did you say?
A no note is a good note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be that you're doing great and his or her focus on something entirely different, or another person that have to get the thing going.
Yes.
But if there is a sense, you just communicate. And what I've done in the past when I realize that a director just is either intimidated by me for some reason or doesn't know quite what to say, is that I will give them what I call options. I will find the right moment and say, hey, listen, I could do it either this way or this way. What do you think? Or can I try both? And it gives them a sense to at least cooperate and get a choice. It gets a line of communication going. You're not saying, hey, look at me. What you're saying is, I'm trying to, in fact, get the best work guided by what you want. And I think that helps that particular frustration. And then this one, let's talk about this one. As a director, if you know that you see a growing tension between two actors, and you need those actors to cooperate closely on the set, what would be some way you would handle that? When sometimes actors can't stand each other. What do you say?
It is absolutely crucial for the morale and the continuity and the quality of the project that you handle those difficult situations in private.
Yeah.
With them, not on set, where everyone can see and interpret it in their own way. If things become really difficult, then you start talking to your ADs and your production managers, and you see if you can maybe move the day around, get something where you can still fulfill all your needs of the day. But it should be something that is handled in private, and if it's the right kind of tension, you might be able to use it.
Right.
You might be able to put that in the scene and get something kind of organic and beautiful out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Humor helps too. So I've had wonderful directors when there's a lot of tension. It doesn't necessarily have to be a director. It can be an AD or something that says something or does something. Everyone laughs, breaks the ice. Everyone relaxes, and we get on with our work.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we have a tendency sometimes to talk too much or to not get down to the work. And if we ultimately understand as a collaborative team that we need to get on with it, the better it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Hope that helps.